G'day guys, Dan from Certified Energy Solutions here, and today we're actually heading out to catch up with a customer that had one of our off-grid packages installed last week near Gympie. So basically what we did is we met their requirements by installing a system that allows them to toggle between both grid and also running completely off-grid mode, just to give them a little bit more control on the investment. We've also got an auto start backup generator there, and we've started out with a smaller battery bank, which will allow them to basically put more battery capacity in down the line when they're ready to completely sever the connection with the main infrastructure supply. So this is a great way to do it if you want to scale it up and do it in kind of modules. And yeah, we look forward to cutting the connection entirely for the customer when they're ready to go to that next step. Anyway, we'll go to the site, we'll have a look over the system, how we've installed it, how it's been wired into the switchboard, so we can show you how that integrates with that ultimate level of control, and also get some drone shots of the panels on the roof. We'll see you on site. G'day guys, so yeah, we're on site here having a look over the system. We've just done an in-person training session for the customer on basic operation of the system, so they know how to start, stop, isolate, shut down, and also monitor the unit and how to best use that system on site as well. Now, what we're looking at here is the main switchboard. This is obviously where 𝙄𝙉𝘿𝙀𝙀𝙉𝘿𝙀𝙀 comes in for the main supply. We've got a simple changeover switch here, which allows the customer to run the system either or power the whole entire property from the off-grid system, which you can see clearly labelled here. And then up the top here, we've got the second position, which is mains. So should they, for example, need to switch back to the mains power supply for some reason, to start off with a smaller battery capacity, instead of running the generator to charge the batteries back up, they can toggle back and then go back to off-grid once the system's recharged. So it gives them that kind of flexibility. So we'll go over to the system now and have a little bit of a look inside the shed. So here we are, the Independence 10,000 unit that we manufacture in Gympie. Just one of the many options we've got available in the range. So we'll go into our lockable case here. Probably help if I unlock the latches instead of locking them. There we are. So nice and secure, away from little hands and things like that. If you've got kids running around, you don't want them playing around with a high voltage electrical system. This is really good because you can isolate it from anyone walking in the property. Now, what we're seeing here is we've got the 10 kilowatt inverter, so that can put out 10,000 watts with an 8,000 watt continuous output at about 30 degrees. Then we've got our big solar charge controller, the MPPT. That's hooked up to the solar panels on the roof, which will be covered obviously in the drone flyover that we did earlier on when we came into the property. Then we've got our colour display here. Now, this is a touchscreen device that gives you an indication of how the system's operating, what it's up to, how much it's putting out, what the battery capacity is. So we can see at the moment, the client's only using about 400, oh here we go, just jumped up from 400 to over 1,000 watts. In the corner, the solar array, so it's actually showing us, I'll just touch that, what the solar's doing. And we'll actually see that start to bounce up because the load just jumped up. So it's adjusting to account for the internal load. And then the battery's sitting at 100% state of charge, so full capacity, so it's doing quite well. Then down the bottom here, we've got all our built-in circuit protection and isolators for the system. This is part of the training session as well, explaining to the customer how to operate. But we also have really easy shutdown and energising procedures clearly labelled up on the system as well. Just so if you can't exactly remember what we go over, you've got some instructions down the bottom. So once again, this is why the customer elected to go with a dual compatible mode where they could run off-grid but also have the grid there as well. Because at the start, before they build the house and their consumption jumps up, they've elected for 3 5 kilowatt hour blocks or batteries. So this just lets them do it now, keep the investment down low, the solar's there ready for more batteries down the line. When they go to that next step, it's a simple attendance to site and about a 15 to 20 minute job to add additional batteries, and we can go up to 6. In the chassis, 3 aside, so it's a really easy system to scale up. We've also got another 2 inputs here on the DC side, where if they want to add more panels to the roof later on at a later date to increase the daily generation, we can simply wire it in as well, so it's got plenty of upgradability options. Now, over on the side behind us, we've got a max watt auto start generator. So this is a 9 kVA petrol generator. We've got diesel versions, Kubotas and Hondas as well, but we've got this wired in automatically integrated with the system. So essentially if the battery gets down to 20%, it automatically starts the generator, and that'll allow it to basically force charge the batteries without the need to toggle back to the grid. A generator is always going to be required in every off-grid situation, so we highly recommend doing that with a package. Now it'll also load assist, so if the customer's load exceeds that 10,000 watts for a longer period of time, the generator can fire up to provide the balance of power too. So it really works hand in hand for most off-grid situations. Now, levels of control, we've got our monitoring application here. This is that specific system we're looking at there. It tells you exactly what's happening with the system live. Now, this is a pretty cool little feature. If we want to start that generator, for example, we know there's going to be a big load, we can automatically start it up ourselves as well. So we can basically press that. There we go. And there we go, she's turned off. So it's some pretty cool automation with our systems. The idea is you can do whatever you need off property. You can control the systems from basically anywhere. So it just needs a good internet connection so we can hook it up to the Wi-Fi. All right, well, hope you've enjoyed the video, and we'll see you around.